To start. So let's get out of here. So you got the license plates from Oregon. So we had 4 problems to look at, and we had license plates consisting of 3 and 3 digits, 3 letters. And as far as I know, these are the rules. As far as I can tell, this is the way Oregon plates are. So my first question was, how many different license plates are there if you can reuse characters? And I said assume the space over the tree doesn't matter, because technically it doesn't. I mean, it's really just 6 things in a row. So you've got 3 digits followed by 3 letters. That's the idea. And that's 1. O-O-O-B-B-B. Also O-O-O-A-A-A. O-O-O-C-C-C. O-19-Z-Z-Q. And lots of others. And the keyword is lots of others. That's what I'm asking you. How many are there? How many are there that exist? So please, Echo, help me.
Are we ignoring vanity plates?
Yes, just do this.
Okay, then I have no idea because I didn't do it yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know. The rules of vanity plates are slightly different, right? You can have like 4 characters or 3. Right, but you have like 1 character on there too, I think. Like you can have like the letter, if it's not taken, you can have like a letter A on there, I think. And the rules get annoying with those, so I'm just trying to keep it with the simple mountain and tree plate, which honestly, I think is the prettiest one still. Of all the plates that Oregon offers, I feel like this is the prettiest, my opinion. Please, Ryan.
Did you take into account that there's no O?
There's no O over here? Pretend there is, because I didn't know that. Ryan's got a good point there. You actually can't use the letter O. This is like Janae's comment on phone numbers from Tuesday. We can do it 2 different ways if you want to, but let's assume you can use the letter O. That makes sense because, well, is there a letter I?
I don't believe so.
Because there's a letter. Let's just assume you can use all 26 letters and all 10 digits, just to keep things simple. Okay? So, how many license plates are there? Kurt, help me.
17,576,000.
That's a crazy number. Where did it come from?
Is it true?
I don't know. I actually don't know. I like the number of zeros at the end of it.
I got like 26 to the 3rd times 10 to the 3rd.
That's exactly what it is, my friend.
That's what I did.
That's exactly what. So, essentially, the number of license plates. So here's quiz number 1. Quiz number 1. It's like building a phone number. It's essentially the same as building a phone number. Are you guys okay with the desks like this? You can feel free to move them if you want. Look, Tiffany, yours is in the same spot. So you can move the desks around if you want to. Tiffany, no. So it's building a phone number, but now you've got different characters you can use for your phone number. So essentially, you've got boom, 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 and then you fill in the spots with how many letters or numbers you got. So we know, Kurt, you said 10 to the 3rd. I love that. Because the first thing is, you can go 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Any of those can go in the first, there's 10 choices there. If you were doing this with tree diagrams, thank God you're not. The first set of branches would have 10, 0 through 9. Then each of those would have 10 off of them, because the next multiplier is also 10, which is now up to 100. This is the story I think I told you guys on the one project about cracking my friend's password. Did I tell you this before? No. My friend's password. This is back in the 90s when everything was like, technology was like a little tiny telephone number organizer that consisted of a password that was 2 digits. And my friend, he's like, I forgot my password. And I'm like, I can probably get it for you. He's like, there's no way you can know it's 2 digits. I'm like, give me your thing. And he's like, I'm never gonna get my password. I'm like, here you go, here it is. And he was blown away. He's like, how the hell, 12. Like, how the hell did you do that? I'm like, there's only 100 possibilities. I just started with 00 and worked my way up until I hit it. At worst, it's gonna take me about 200 seconds. And while he was complaining about it, I hit it. Now, you can't do that anymore because now passwords are like, 10 digits long. They have to have lowercase symbols and stuff. But back then in the 90s and everything was new, it was easy to do that. So right now, we're at 100. But there's 3 digits. So now you're at 1,000. And you gotta see, hopefully you're catching the exponential growth of this. First branch is 10. Then each of those 10 have 10. Then each of those 100 have 10, up to 1,000. And that's just the numbers. Then you can put the letters on the end. So now you got boop, this, that. And whatever, just give me the number again, Kurt, if you don't mind.
17,576,000.
There we go. When you gave me that number, I said I like the end of it. Because I knew it was going to end with 3 zeros because of the 10 cubed. The first part of it, I can't do that in my head. So, love it. Perfect. Lots of license plates. Probably enough for the cars in Oregon, I'm hoping, I'm guessing. Maybe not, I don't know. How many residents in Oregon?
Not that many.
Like 3, 4 million.
A couple million, yeah, a few million. So that gives us 4 cars per.
Right.
That might be pushing it, huh? That might be pushing it.
What about custom plates?
Yeah, if we add in the custom plates, then we probably have enough there, because they have their own set of rules, as Echo pointed out.
Kids who don't have cars are residents of Oregon. There are people who.
Oh, I see, that are not registered in Oregon. So there's cars in Oregon that are not
Well,
Oregon
there's
tags.
10-year-old
Or
kids,
people who are too
15-year-old
young to have
kids
driver's
that don't
license.
get it.
Thank you, missed that very obvious point, thank you, Kate, yes.
Yeah, he's fine.
Although my son announced that he's going to drive soon. I said, sure, as long as his license 11 years. Thank you, that's very good, very good. Now, there's another solution to that, and, let's do number 2 first. Let's do number 2 first. So this is quiz 1. Quiz 2, same question. But now I said you can't reuse characters. That means every digit and letter has to be distinct. Oh, I'm sorry, I should be doing this. This is looking at the screen, which is awesome, except for the fact that you should also be looking over here. Just one thing. All right. So we want all different numbers and all different letters. So in other words, that plate can't exist. O-O-O-B-B-B can't exist. That's no good, because you've got repetition of the 0 and of the B. Fair enough? Good. So, still going to start the same. So, let's build a plate from scratch. Let's build a plate from scratch. How many choices for the first digit? Still 10, 0 through 9. How many choices for the next? 9. Good. It's 9 because you cannot reuse the one you already did. So you can start with 0. Yes, you just can't use 0 again. So you got 9 here. How about this one? 8. Beautiful. So instead of 1,000, you have 720. So you've lost roughly a quarter of the available numbers that you had before. That's significant. That's significant. Fair enough? Awesome. We're not going to lose as much over here on the letter side, because how many choices do you have for that first letter? Absolutely. How about next? Yes. And last? Beautiful. And I definitely can't do this one in my head. Have we got the number?
11,232,000.
Awesome. Awesome.
That's what I got too, Sean.
Well, excellent.
No 911 on that.
No 911, yes. I was thinking walking over here, I'm like, I think if we just go over the quiz, we'll put all their minds at ease, because I guarantee you all did this right. But I realized that waiting for the result in the progress report might cause more consternation than just doing it right now.
Yes.
So I thought to myself, let's put week 10, exam week next week, lots of angst, lots of adjectives.
You just don't want to. I know what you're doing.
I don't want the panic. I mean, I can see my 244 this morning was the same way. I did a similar thing in 244, and I just could see this collective, like, oh, sweet Jesus. Like, rather than just rushing to do something new, let's just pause, step back, and so, anyway. Cool? All right, Q3, which I can't see right now. I like this new arrangement. Traffic. I've been told that, oh, hang on a second. And this might not be true. Somebody told me this. I have no idea if it's actually true or not. You can also switch where the letters and the numbers are. So we can start with the letters and then go. Does anybody have a plate like that where the 3 letters are out front? Okay, so they do exist.
I don't have a
Oh, mine
plate
is.
like it, but my husband's dad does, and it's ham radio signals.
Oh, so
You
it's
have
kind of
your
customish.
registered ham radio.
Gotcha. Do you have any idea if it was repetition or not repetition? It's the same number. Is it 3 and 3?
It's 3 and 3, but the letters are on the left.
There we go. So it does exist in Oregon. It does exist in Oregon. Perfect. So the question is, if we can reuse characters. So we're kind of back to the number 1 idea. So all those plates still exist. All the plates in number 1 are still on the table. But we now also have a choice, because we can choose to have the letters in the front or the letters in the back. So in other words, we have at least 17,576,000 plates. And then, Kurt, what did you just say?
Twice.
He just said we have that twice, don't we?
Yes.
So let's make sure we understand why we have that twice. That's very important. We do have it twice. That's 100% correct. We have twice as many plates. Let's come over here. Okay, so quiz 3. Quiz 3. We already have all the plates from quiz 1. So that's 17 million, whatever it is over there. But now we also have some new plates. We got to add to that The new plate. Let's build those. Let's build those. Right? Let's build those. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So now these are letters. So how many choices for this guy? 26. How about this guy? Well, we can reuse them. That's what that's still 26, isn't it? We're still, yeah, because there's no rule in Oregon that says you can't reuse characters. I mean, there's plenty of plates have. Does anybody have a plate that does reuse them? Yeah. Now, there's a high chunk that don't, as we just saw. The probability of having a plate that has all unique characters is actually pretty high. It's 11.2 million over 17.5. That's like 2/3 of the plates out there. I know our plate, I think, is all unique. I think it's DAV 371 or something like that. So did anybody know your license plate number?
Yeah.
Are all your digits and characters different?
Yes.
You have to go through the same? Right. Now, in a random sample, we should have about 11.2 to 17.5, or roughly 70% unique and 30% ununique. It'd be kind of cool to go out and measure. It'd be kind of a fun little project to have in the X105 class too. Go out in the parking lot and keep track. Ooh. Would that be fun or idiotic?
Fun.
Fun? Just get you outside?
Yeah.
Kind of fun. Just to get outside? It'll make you guys do it.
So does the order
Or
matter?
10-point quiz, maybe. I don't know. We'll think about that. Say again.
Does the order matter then?
What, when you say yes, because this is a license plate, but we're taking care of that. Lynn asked a very good question. Does the order matter? If the order didn't matter, we'd be dividing by something at the end to take the order away. Notice we're not dividing by anything. We're just doing the multiplications. That's because if we were to switch two things, that's a different license plate. DAV 370 is different than DVA 370. That's a different car. Back in the 80s, the show Knight Rider, the plate was KNIGHT. And when the cops were chasing, you flip a switch. And the plate rolled up, and they take the letters and mix them up. And the cops were like, oh, that can't be the same car with the computer voice with a red light.
So,
Because there's different license plates.
Question,
Yes?
will the order matter when we're doing the Powerball things as well?
No, the order does not matter with Powerball. The in-class exam, it's all about order mattering like this. Your Powerball is all about order not mattering. That's why if you want to, later on we'll do some more Powerball examples to see the comparison.
That's what I was talking about.
Yeah, the difference is, if you were to take a license plate like that one, and switch one of the B's over here and one of the zeros over there, that's a different plate. So the order does matter.
Okay.
If it was a Powerball number, it wouldn't matter at all. You got 3 zeros and 3 B's, doesn't matter where they are.
Okay, great.
Fair? Good. So this question actually wouldn't exist if order didn't matter, because putting them in the back of the front is irrelevant. That makes sense? Go ahead, Cheryl.
Did you happen to see the news where they said the lady who claimed the biggest Powerball was 84 years old?
This most recent one?
Yeah.
Oh, somebody finally claimed it.
She finally claimed it. She's 84 years old. She bought one ticket and she was in line and this nice young girl says, oh, go ahead of me. Let her go in front of her for
That is
a
karma
random...
forever.
Yeah.
That is karma forever, right? Or maybe the old lady writes her to her will. That'd be kind of nice too, right? So good. Somebody finally claimed this. You're going to analyze the average value of a ticket purchase for that jackpot. That's what your whole take-home exam is calculating the average value of that ticket. Pretty cool. Like Deal or No Deal, but like real life-ish. Cool? And then follow up with 3 10s, like that. And guess what? What's that equal to? Exactly the same thing as Q1, except you have to add that to Q1. So this is once again 17,576,000. But we got to add to that these guys. So what we're going to get, let me do this in my head. 35,152,000.
Yep.
There we go. So that's how many plates there are, friends. 35 million. Ish? Cool? Good?
I got a bigger number.
You got a bigger number. Did I add correctly? I wouldn't trust my adding.
I got 50 units.
You're right. That doesn't mean we're both right. It actually, it does. I'm right. I'm hearing 3 now. Okay, I'm getting, check it again. Check it again, Harmony. Just look at it again. Look at it again.
I probably got it in my...
I wasn't saying you were wrong, Kate. I'm just saying the more I hear saying I got that number and that number, the less chance of us all being wrong. Maddie, go ahead.
I want to know why
Yeah.
I decided to do 36 on all 6.
Because you assume, very good question. Matt asked an awesome question. He wants to know, well, I can't read inside your head, but I think I know the answer. Why did I use 36 for all 6 possibilities? That's what his question was to me. He used 36 times 36 times 36 times 36 times 36 times 36 for all 6 spots. Get inside his head, Kurt.
I'm guessing because he was under the assumption that any letter or digit could be used in each individual.
Yes. That's like saying
So I read
you
the
could have a
question
plate.
wrong.
Right. Exactly. It's like you read it as a possible plate would be A.
Yeah.
But that plate can't exist. You have to have 3 letters and 3 numbers
Yeah.
in some specified order. Does that make sense? You had a huge number, right? 36 to the 6th power.
Yeah, it was
humongous.
It was like a billion.
It's in the billions, exactly. But that's too many plates because that includes a bunch of illegals that we can't have. We can't have BBB1, BBB9. We can't have plates like that. It
I
has to
just
have 3
assumed
letters,
it
3
couldn't have
numbers.
been as simple as the example you put there. I always assume this is like way more difficult than it is.
That's the beauty of taking Math 105 before taking 243 and 244, because all my 243s and 244s that don't take 105 say that. They say, oh my God, it's just like addition. Yeah, it's or multiplication. It's really not much math. It's just a matter of interpreting the writing. If you've noticed, the problems that as we've gone through this course have gotten less numerical and more reading. It's processing what's in a paragraph, and that's kind of the way the world is. I mean, honestly, it's kind of the way the world is. You have to kind of learn. I mean, the world doesn't come at you with quadratic equations. Here, factor this to get your car loan. No, read this big piece of paper and sign here if you agree with it. I mean, I will never forget going to get my first house loan papers, and the lady kept telling me my monthly mortgage payment was $2,500. I'm like, no, it's not. And she's like, well, here, watch. And she's banging away at the calculator, and she hits enter twice, and it says 2,500. I'm like, now go back and hit enter once. Why would I hit enter once? Because that's the right math. Because according to this document you're making me read, that's the interest computation. And she's like, oh, God, you're right. Had I not caught that, I would have signed a piece of paper that forced me to pay $2,500 a month for God only knows how long we were in that house, 10 years. Exactly, oh God. And the lady didn't even, just bang away the calculator, here's the number.
But how many people don't pay attention?
I don't know, and it scares the piss out of me. I do not know, this is why I teach stat classes. This is why I love teaching stat classes, because I'm fearful that the world is going by and we're just letting stuff happen without ever questioning the happenings of it. Oh. Anyway, back in here. $2,500 a month? No. And that was in like 93 or 94. It was a long time ago. I know.
Can we rent you when we have to go do stuff? We'll just rent you come with us. Because of that.
Just come, please. Do this all the time. You can come. Just please do it. You can't rent me. It's not legal. Just come in. Ask me to look over stuff. I have no problem with that. You guys survived 10 weeks. You get something for that because that's a grade. All right, so this is a fun problem too. I have no idea if you can do this. I don't think you can. But now, just suppose we're going to take the 1 and 3 even further. We can still reuse characters.
That times 4.
Wow. Wow. So all we've got to do is have the clump together.
I knew it was that simple.
Have the clump
How the
together.
hell is this like so difficult?
It's because you've had years of algebra classes. And
Why
you
do
need to
teach that
make...
crap?
What's that?
Why do you teach that crap?
We got to sit down over summer, have a nice long talk about the future of mathematics education over a nice cup of tea. Or because that's the way it's been done since Sputnik. That's the quick and easy answer. But this is the way it's going to be done in the next 20 years. I'll die trying.
I always thought algebra was nothing more than like a culling process.
Algebra is wonderful. Is it a colon?
Like when they process things out, they're getting rid of the lower end stuff.
Oh.
It's like, oh, you want to be a mathematician, you gotta know this. You don't know how to do it, I guess you're stupid.
I'll tell you a funny story at break. I'll tell you a funny story at break with that exact sentiment. Algebra is gorgeous. Unfortunately, its direct applications are far fewer than statistics. It's just, I mean, and this is kind of silly, honestly, but this mathematics is exactly what the Apple Corporation had to do when they were designing their iPod Shuffle. Because their fans were complaining about the iPod Shuffle. So they had to do this kind of mathematics to figure out an answer to their clients' complaints. So, although this seems like a superfluous example, it actually ties directly into something that I actually read about 5 years ago. Anyway, we'll talk more about that in a second, Scott. So here we go. Here we go. We've already partially answered this question, haven't we? I mean, haven't we? The letters have to stay in a clump, but the digits can be anywhere. So how many different arrangements overall can we have? Let's go right here. We'll just go right in the middle. Turn the screen off. So doesn't one of our previous answers actually address part of this? I mean, if you think about it, question 3 is part of this situation. The letters have to stay in a clump. The digits can be anywhere. There's 6 spots. There's 6 spots, correct? Yeah. So think about it this way. There's 6 spots for a plate. Here's one possibility. Possibility number 1. So one possibility is what we already talked about. Put the letters here. Wait, is it the letters or digits that stay in a clump? The letters stay in a clump. So put the letters in this clump. And put the digits here. That's one way of arranging them, right? That's one way of arranging them. Another way is Q3, which is putting the letters in the back and the digits in the front. So that's another way. So here's letters here. And here's digits here. That's possibility 2. How else can we do it?
One digit in front, 2 digits.
How about a digit in the front and 2 in the back and the clump in the middle? How's that sound? So you go boom, 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 put the letters here. Put a digit here. That's spelled right. One extra I. Here's possibility 3. And I think there's one more, right, Matt?
2 in the front.
2 in the front, 1 in the back? I think so, yeah. We got digits out here, and then a digit here, and this is possibility 4. Is there any other way we've forgotten? I don't think so. If you have to have 6 characters, and you've got to keep the letters together, it's got to be one of those arrangements, right? Now, the question is, how many are in each one of those arrangements? And I think Echo has partially, or was it Kate? One of you guys back there answered this question. I think Kate did it, right?
It's the answer to question 1 times 4.
Isn't it now? Isn't each one of these 17,576,000?
Yes.
Because each one of those has a 10, a 10, a 10, a 26, a 26, and a 26. It doesn't matter that you're moving them around. It's still the same 10 cubed times 26 cubed, isn't it? So what you've essentially done is you've created 4 times more plates than you did in question number 1 by simply moving them around. So it's going to be 4 times, that's 17,576,000, which is a bunch. Double that.
70,304,000.
Thank you. There we go. Which is still way less than Matt's number, 36 to the 4th.
Yeah.
Remember? But then again, we picked up a few more of your plates by doing this. But again, this still forces us to have 3 and 3. And it's not just the 3. I promise to not do this. I won't ask you how many plates exist that have exactly 3 digits and 3 numbers. Because that would be such a bastard move. Because then it could be letter, digit, letter, digit, letter, digit, digit, letter, digit, letter, digit, letter, 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 digit, digit, letter, 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 digit, digit, letter, digit. I'm screwing up myself. You have to figure out how many ways to put the letters and the digits together, and then each one of those is multiplied by 17,576 million. 17 million. Well, you can. It's just that's a lot more work than I was asking you to do. It's a fun problem. It's a fun problem, but it's a tedious problem. I don't want to become tedious. Yeah? So now what I'm thinking, I want to use this idea on your in class next week. Definitely. I'm thinking, I mentioned the iPod earlier. I think I might do it via an iPod playlist. So like, if you've got like 20 songs on an iPod, how many ways could you hear, say, make a number small, make it like 10 or something like that. You've got 10 songs on an iPod, and you press the shuffle button. How many different playlists could you hear, assuming you could get the same song more than one time, and then assuming you couldn't get the same song more than one time? So that's like question number 1 and question number 2, but repeated for like an iPod. So let's think about that. You got 10 songs on an iPod. 10 songs on an iPod. 10 of your favorites. And only 10. And only 10. 10 songs. So you're building a telephone number with 10 digits. 10 spaces. And you press the shuffle button, and the songs start randomizing. Now pretend that shuffle means that you can get the same song more than once, which I know it doesn't on an iPod, but let's for a moment pretend that it just means random. So in other words, if you've got the Prince song 1999, which you all should have on your iPod.
I don't like Prince.
It's okay, I do.
First one thinking.
But it would be possible to get 1999 10 times in a row if you let it randomize 10 times, which would be heaven for me and hell for you. So, you see what I'm getting at there? So if you could reuse songs, please, Penelope, 10 times 10 times 10 10 times. I believe it should be 10 billion. which is the same number we did that one minus the Janaea correction. That's the number of telephone numbers there were, weren't there? 10 to the 10th. 10 billion playlists. 10 billion playlists is ridiculous. It's on the sideboard. We'll start writing this down, huh? Yes. Yes, let's. Go ahead and start it for us, Scott. You got the windows behind you. Go for it, brother. I got some nice markers. I'll run at glass school. Yes, go for it. I'll see you like in 400 years. Remember how long it takes to count to a billion? You remember how long it counts to a billion, right? 40 years. Remember 32 years? And that's going one per second. So let's go 10 billion. So what's that, 400 years, 300 years? 1 per second. Some of those numbers get long.
No, I don't.
They're farther in the bag.
So, Amy's gonna try that.
We've got, go for it, Amy. Extra credit, count to a billion.
Do your life. Even just lazy.
Extra credit, count to a billion, go!
And
So-
record yourself doing it so he can hear it.
In class practice number 1.